it's all about data. There's almost no market out there where voice and text revenue is increasing significantly, and in many countries it's falling at quite a dramatic rate. So all operators' strategies are focused on how do we drive up the data side of the equation, and the only alternative approach we see is operators almost stopping to think about these different components. It's about how do I get my $10 a month customer to pay $12 a month, and I'm not even going to set up pricing in a way where there's a distinct voice component, text component, and data component. So we're seeing this focus on sort of stimulating data usage on the network as a platform for sort of driving up value overall.
And I like what you said in terms of the new sort of revenue strategies, including payment systems and all that. We see a lot, I mean, do you see a lot of the commoditization of some of these ARPU components? And as an example, as a sort of a lead in to the next question, which is in certain markets, data is now so inexpensive, such as in the US market, right? In Korea as well, right? So things become more commoditized is my question.
I almost see it going a little bit the other way. I mean, we've had markets where data has been unlimited and expensive, so for $30 you get unlimited data. And we've seen it in almost all markets. Operators focus very much on tiering their data plans, and once you have tiered data in place, it's all about sort of stimulating usage. Give me a reason as a customer why I should buy a 5 gigabyte plan instead of a 1 gigabyte plan. And it's fascinating when you talk to operators 2 or 3 years ago, their focus seemed to be so much on how do we get people to use the network less. We've sold them a data plan. How do we compress and discourage usage because it's killing our costs? Now it's all about how do we drive up usage. And the marketing teams complain when the network side compresses all the data, because I'm never going to buy a bigger plan if you're, as an operator, you're compressing my data so I don't use much. So it's
Fidelity
all about
of data.
It's all about stimulating use, and that's snacking on small amounts of IPTV, offering higher and higher quality on LTE networks, and suddenly that 10-minute TV session has used up 400, 500 megabytes of my plan, and I need to upgrade my plan. So it's very much sort of focusing on how can you provide a content experience that's valuable enough that I as a consumer don't worry about buying a bigger plan. I will happily pay for an extra 5 gigabytes of data if I see, but I can watch 5 hours of TV with that, or I can use these other services when I'm out and about. So,
and the last question I want to ask, because I know you have to run, is which ecosystem model in which country do you think serves as a good model for the growth of the Russian telco business in the next few years? You mentioned Korea, you mentioned also a couple of the European operators. Which system do you think has good congruence here?
I think the Korean market is an important one, and it's easy to look at Korea and think, but consumers buy technology there in a way they don't in other markets. People are knocking down the doors of mobile phone stores demanding LTE Advanced in Korea, and you think that just wouldn't work elsewhere. But when you look under it and see the huge amount of investment that operators have put in educating users and marketing campaigns of why you need LTE Advanced and building these fantastic portfolios of content, it's still very much about the users aren't actually buying technology. They're still, my mobile service gives me TV and the baseball games, and it's about selling that experience. And I think that is a model that is applicable in the Russian market as well. It's about, and I think one of the benefits the Russian market has is that the mobile brands are some of the stronger brands in that country. You go to many other parts of the world, or if you go to the UK, and I might think of myself as a Google customer or a Netflix video customer, and who my broadband and my mobile operator doesn't really matter as long as they can deliver my services. Whereas in some markets like, say, China and to a less extent Russia, we see the mobile brands as being that much stronger and able to stretch further across the market in a way that a Vodafone or an O2 in the European domain has struggled to do.
So you really see the growth of integrated triple play types of strategies in the Russian market?
I think there's opportunities there. I think what I see is operator brand identities that can stretch to deliver that. In many developed markets where there's these strong sort of media and IT ecosystems, you find that the operator brands struggle to work as a media and content platform. As I said, I buy my content from one source and I worry about, or I focus who can give me the cheapest broadband so I can enjoy that content. Whereas I think in the Russian market there's at least that potential where users are more receptive to buying TV and content from an operator than they are in some more developed markets.
So that, of course, the whole software configurable cloud spaces and, you know, including network infrastructure to the cloud, software configurable really applies here as well to create an integrated experience.
Yeah, very much so. It is about sort of extending across the screens and giving me a reason to pick my operator for TV services. If you allow me to move a video I'm watching from the TV to my phone as I leave the house, or pick up where I left off, give me remote access to my set-top box and the programming I've got on there, those are valuable parts of the picture we see from an end user perspective.